It's July, it's almost the middle of July 2022, and the January 6th hearings are still going on the behavior of Donald Trump during the insurrection and how much responsibility he has towards the insurrection. And his followers have this kind of blind obedience to him, and I don't want to get into who's right or wrong. It's just a very controversial issue, and it has to do with his participation or his acceptance or his promoting the January 6th Capitol building insurrection. But it's funny that in 2017 I mentioned that he was a revolutionary type, and I talked about George Washington being a revolutionary, trying to get rid of England out of the United States, and I said that Trump was a revolutionary type, but for himself. And I let people come to their own conclusions. With China, I feel that in the next couple of years, there's going to be an issue with Taiwan. And I feel that there's going to be some kind of blockade of Taiwan by China. And I think it's going to have to do with the forced takeover of Taiwan by China. I remember when I was younger, and Mao, who was the chairman of the Chinese party at that time, had a plan for China, and it was the Great Leap Forward. At that time, China was an agricultural country, and it was a poor country trying to feed its people. And in this country, they always said, finish your food to the little kids. Look at all the starving people in China. And since then, the politicians and the CEOs and the politicians went along with it. Let us outsource our manufacturing to other countries. And at this point, China has all these manufacturing plants and miles, I guess, of manufacturing industry in their country, and there's a $350 billion trade deficit to the advantage of China. And China has this single-mindedness, and it creates jobs for its people while the United States was outsourcing jobs. And I felt that the CEOs, as well as the politicians, who backed them because they wanted to be reelected, and they contributed to the CEOs, to their political influence. The CEOs contributed to the politicians so that they get reelected, and there was kind of a disloyalty. And the success of China has to do with its single-mindedness. And you don't see them outsourcing any jobs for their people to other countries. And I think it's inevitable in 20 years or so that China will be the #1 superpower. It's not really what I want, but it's what I see, basically. I see it moving in that direction, this single-mindedness. They don't quibble amongst themselves. They have this mutual love of their own country, and I wish the United States people would be the same way, where they wouldn't quibble and argue over they would just look at the profitability of each person. The politicians want to get reelected. The CEOs have no loyalty towards this country. They'll outsource or do anything to get ahead with the stockholders, and while China has this single-mindedness of improving the life of their people. So, and it's just what I see. It's not what I want. It's like Trump. I'm not against Trump. I'm just telling people what I see.